Welcome back to our podcast, Pick Up His Call. This episode, we're going to be focusing on Abinadi. But this episode is a little bittersweet because this is the last one that I'm going to be hosting before I leave for my mission.
We've already cried about it.
Yeah. Anywho, I think we determined that the introduction question will be, what are your favorite things about Emily?
Yes! I can go if you want. I've forever thought about this, but it was 7th grade, I think, and we were going to a stake dance. And it ended, and everyone was just leaving, right? But dear Emily decided to pick up all the trash off the floor, and I was just staring at her. And I was like, this is what it means to be a disciple of Christ. That's what Emily is. So that's what I love about Emily. She's always willing to serve, and she's about to serve, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be good. I can't wait to hear all about when she gets back.
Aww. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. It's clearly inspirational.
7th grade.
I don't know. I feel like you're very determined about what you believe in, and I think that that's been super impactful for me, especially because as we're prepping together, you'll just still have ideas that I would have never anticipated. She's like, well, how about we just go to the temple every day? And I'm like, oh, I'd love to. And then when we were all choosing to get endowed, she was like, well, I'm going to set a date and it's going to happen. And I was like, oh, all right. I thought we were just talking about it. And then it actually happened. So I feel like you're very good about being proactive and making sure things
like we say we're going to go do something.
And
then we
you
just talk about it and we're like, hey, how about today? And we're all like, yeah. That works.
She gets it out of the group chat. I don't know what we're going to do without her.
Yeah, I agree. We are just talkers.
Yeah. And wouldn't that be fun?
If we're going to talk about action or anything, Emily is action. Yeah. And I'm very grateful for it.
Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm. My favorite thing about Emily is that while she's very strong in her beliefs, she also lifts others up no matter what they believe. And I think that will be so good on your mission. You're going to be amazing and you're going to bless lives and you're going to be so good. I'm so excited.
Thanks, guys.
Of course. It's our pleasure.
Anytime.
All right. Well, with that, thanks, guys. With that, let's jump into Abinadi.
Yes.
Abinadi, I realized I'm kind of good at choosing people to talk about who don't have much in their stories.
He has a lot.
He's a very strong figure, but there's only 5 chapters with him.
Which is it's better than Mary.
That's true. But Abinadi, he was chosen by God to preach the gospel in this town that just did not want to hear his word. And he knew that it was going to be trying. He knew that people were not going to listen to his word, but that didn't stop him. He kept on preaching, and he kept on preaching. And it was to the point where he was brought before the king. I think it was King Noah. Mm-hmm. And King Noah was we didn't have a big old moment of whoa, this is amazing. This is the word of God. I know this to be true. Mm-hmm. No, Abinadi was killed. He didn't see any success with his teachings, with his preaching, but we saw his success through Alma. He converted one person, and that reminded me of Ep.15, where it's the heavens will be glad if you bring one soul to conversion or to Christ. But Abinadi's story is a bit of a sad one because he wasn't able to reap his rewards, if that makes sense.
I'm sure he did in heaven, but
we
don't see that.
Yeah.
But an entire nation was changed just because he decided to come up.
It was like a butterfly effect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with, I think I want to start with the second question that I proposed instead. But why do we give God our all when the results are not coming?
I kind of want to relate it to, a painting. Especially, older paintings like Van Gogh. I don't, he sold his paintings for dirt cheap. And then as soon as he died, that's when they started to gain popularity. Mm. And I think that sometimes when we choose to just sacrifice what we have, we'll be able to reap the rewards even in said different life. Or when you maybe didn't care about it as much. It just becomes more special to you that you had to wait to like finally reap the rewards.
Yeah, it takes work.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked about Abinadi is that all he did was work, and all he did was have the Lord trust him. Because I think that's what, for us, in order to reap our rewards, I guess, we have to have that, what's it called? Like, we trust the Lord and the Lord trusts us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the Lord to ever trust us, we have to do all that we can to be his disciple and to be worthy, I guess, of the rewards and stuff. So.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think it's also important to note that, like, as a missionary, it's not your success. It's not your conversion. It's the conversion and the bringing about to God.
Right.
And so, even though we aren't able to see the success as a missionary, God is able to have that success.
Right. I mean, it even says in this Abinadi story, like, King Noah was boasting in himself for winning all these wars.
Mm-hmm.
But Abinadi tells him, it's not you. You shouldn't boast in yourself because you are nothing without God's strength. So it's like, boast in your God, for you are nothing without him.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's so special. There's this boy in the ward I used to live in with Naybi, and he got up and bore his testimony. I think he still does every Fast Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He bears his testimony every Fast Sunday, and I'm sure it's more of a personal goal than anything. But what I've noticed since going back there, if I ever go back on Fast Sunday, is that his his goal just to make it a priority to bear his testimony in Fast Sunday meeting has created a ripple effect, and I feel like more people are more willing to go up because then they're like, oh my gosh, Wyatt's going up,
Yeah,
I gotta go
too.
up. And you see like his confidence where he's just able to like bear his testimony with more clarity too. I think that's really cool.
And that same boy, actually, I went to Book of Mormon camp with him, and we were out walking in the night when we were supposed to be sleeping. And he said, all of a sudden, I have a bad feeling, and we need to go back. And we were making fun of him because it's like, what? But he is so connected with God, and he's so connected with the Spirit, and his testimony is so strong that the Lord trusts him to have his Spirit and to give him promptings.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think he's so cool, actually.
Cool.
Like he is. No, I want to say a spiritual crush, but it's just but like a spiritual.
Like you aspire.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
aspire to be
yeah.
like him, and that's usually a spiritual crush. But
Or like I call them friend crushes,
Yeah,
where I really want to be their friend and
Yeah,
really want to
exactly.
be like them.
I like that.
I think it's really all about the humility, because that's what it sounds like that guy has.
Mhm.
And I think that's I think that's why it doesn't quite matter if you see the results, because
Right.
you're humble enough to know that the results aren't the results don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Why do you think God doesn't allow us to see our success all the time?
Adalee had a cool thought. Did you know what?
I'm trying to remember. What one doesn't?
That's okay. I think that God doesn't allow us to see our success all the time because he wants to make sure we are humbled. And I think this kind of goes along with the last question a little bit. But the success isn't what matters.
And if you saw the end goal of your life, would you even want to live your life? Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Ooh.
I'm just saying, like, because, I don't know, sometimes when I, know something's going to happen, I don't even try. So.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
True. I don't know, thoughts that I have going along with this is just, for me, it all comes back to, God's plan for you. And, when you start trying to do it on your own, it does not work out, you know? And so I think, trusting in God, even when we don't see the results, if you have enough faith and humility and trust in God's plan for you, then I feel like you're going to be okay, and you're going to, trust God that he is using you for a bigger purpose, even if you don't see the results yourself. Anyways.
You think about that, with so many prophets that have come in and out of everywhere, it's Abraham and Lehi and Moroni and Abinadi, more specifically, that all of these people, even Dieter Uchtdorf, what do I do without him? If, like, he didn't, like, accept their calling to become prophets and to be able to, like, declare the word, yeah, maybe they didn't see the success that they were expecting, but oh my gosh, they have changed so many lives since they decided to, like, pick up their call, pick up their cross, and, like, walk with God.
Yes. And I mean, our lives are filled with choices, and we have the choice to either choose to follow the promptings of God or to just sit there and, you know, choose ourselves over everything. And obviously, the one life will be greater than the other from our choices. So choices are very important.
There was this quote in my 5th grade classroom, and I remember it. It said, to the world, you may just be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. And that's like super cheesy, but I think that's exactly what I think that's exactly what this is, because like you're not going to be able to know all the people's lives that you touch. You're not going to be able to know all the stories and lives that you change, but people will know you and people will remember you. I'm sure that Alma, I don't know if Alma could possibly forget about Abinadi. There's no way that I would be able to if I were in Alma's shoes, because Abinadi was able to change his life. But I don't know if Abinadi remembers Alma, because they didn't have that
Personal connection.
And what I liked about Alma is that he chose, like, he was the only one who listened out of all of the priests.
Even after seeing Abinadi's death, like, he was like, oh, that could happen to me. That's fine.
That's fine.
I will preach the word.
What Abinadi had to say touched his soul so much that he could not deny it. I mean, how often do we let the Spirit touch our souls? I mean, and we still do nothing about that. Like, I'm tired of living in a world where we are saying and we're like sharing what we'll do, but we are not actually doing it. Like, we need to be preaching. I mean, we need to be doing what we are preaching. And it's time to start that movement.
I agree. Hey. There's a quote by Tamarunya, and it says, every difficult interaction is an opportunity to learn how to love at a deeper level, a godlike level.
Yes.
No matter what. Of course, Abinadi's gonna love. Oh, sorry, Alma's gonna love Abinadi, and Abinadi's gonna, like, look down from heaven and be like, good job, dude!
Yes! I think that kind of goes along with the quote.
Okay, so there's this general conference talk. It is called Christian Courage, the Price of Discipleship, and it's by Elder Robert D. Hales, and in it he says, okay, as true disciples, our primary concern must be others' welfare, not personal vindication. And I've been reading in Matthew right now, and so I'm just reading about all the miracles and, like, everything that Jesus did while he was on this earth. And I think that Christ is a perfect example of this. Like, he was just healing people left and right. Like, he wasn't like, oh, but do you believe in me? Like, oh, but are you, like, following the rules? He was just like, oh, no, like, let me heal you. Like, let me... Like, his concern was others' welfare. And so I think when our focus is on that, like, we can bring Christ into people's lives, even if we're not, like, personally converting them. I think when our focus is on others and their welfare and bringing them Christ, then God can use us for more.
I agree. And I like how Abinadi, he didn't preach to the people all of these big things about, like, oh, this is the plan of, like, I don't know. He started with the basics, is what I'm trying to say. He started with what they knew, the law of Moses, the 10 Commandments. And I think that was definitely, like, he didn't teach from where he was at. He taught from where the people were at. And I think that's a very important thing that we need to remember as missionaries, is that we are teaching for the people. We need to be sensitive and aware of the people that we're teaching rather than our own gains, rather than our own benefits. We can't always be successful just inviting people to be baptized that first lesson.
Right, because they'll be like, okay.
Yeah. They won't know the truth of it.
But you should know, as, like, a missionary, or as in your life, as when trials come your way and you feel like you're not reaching anybody, or you're not even feeling God's Spirit anymore, you should know that these little moments and periods of times where you don't feel God's presence is where God is planting little seeds.
Yes.
And like helping you.
It's my favorite song.
Yeah.
It's called Flowers.
It's called Flowers. But each seed will, you don't see how it's going to grow. You don't know what it's going to be when it grows up. But when it does, in the end, when everything, you look back at your garden and everything that's flowing and growing, you'll be so incredibly happy, and you'll know that you've touched someone, and you might have even just saved yourself, but that's worth it too.
Yeah. And one thing that I learned from mission prep that I went to a couple weeks ago, our teacher just talked about how, like, in the scriptures, it's always like the field is white and ready to harvest. And he was just like, it's not all white and ready to harvest. He's like, but you can be the ones that are planting the seeds to get it ready to be harvested. So, like, even if, like, you go on your mission somewhere hard where, like, people don't want to listen to you and, like, you're not getting so many baptisms, like, that's okay. You're still planting seeds and you're still creating the field for when it is ready to be harvested.
Yes.
So I think that's cool.
Hey, beautiful.
I love that. Finishing this episode off, the last question is, where does your success lie in this world? And this is kind of like a reflection question as well. But where does your success lie in this world as a missionary and while preparing to be a missionary?
I think as a missionary, a lot of us... Oh, did we want to talk about it, or is it a reflection?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Sorry.
Okay, so I think that maybe earlier in the missionary field, obviously, they were really focused on numbers and really focused on baptisms and really focused on people that were coming to church. And I think that that is so important, of course. But I think that when you focus too much on the numbers, you're unable to see maybe the seeds that are growing just off of, like, the tiny interactions that you're having with people. So I think that when it comes to prepping for the mission, don't hurt yourself over what's not happening, because there's so much growth that you're unable to see.
Mm-hmm. I have this mindset, or this, like, saying I say to myself all the time, and I haven't said it to myself in a while, but usually when I do, I feel good about myself and good about the work I'm doing, but it's a secret trademark thing for me, so don't steal it. Okay, this is it. Jesus is my king, I am his servant, and I will gladly do the work. And I say that to myself all the time.
I love that.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I totally lost my train of thought. Dang it.
I'll say something while you remember. I think that it just kind of goes back to what we're saying. Like, our job isn't to convert people. And obviously that's the ultimate goal. Like, right, as missionaries, we want baptisms. We want people to, like, come and know the Jesus that we know. But everyone's not ready for that, and everyone has to come decide that for themselves when it's right for them. So I think if we focus on, like, serving or just, like, being a good friend or, like, even just introducing them to the gospel and to Jesus Christ, and if we see a little change, like, I think that can be so huge. And so if we just base our success off of that, like, we're going to be successful. So.
Mm-hmm. And I think that, like, we're all at different levels. We're all at different stages of our spiritual growth, our spiritual journey. And so, like, it's not beneficial to compare yourself to your book club, to your seminary class, to your friends. I mean, like, I've compared myself to you guys so many times, and it's just like, it's
so
helped
fulfilling.
It's helped me grow, but it's no, but, like, the main thing is that it's torn me down. It's the moments where I have compared myself, where I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this podcast anymore because I'm not worthy. Mm-hmm. And so you have to make sure that you are serving yourself and serving where you can in order to help people the best, because you're not going to be able to help people if you aren't being yourself. And
fill your cup and use that to fill others, but
yes.
Your cup has to be full in order to
you can't mock,
maybe even overflowing.
True.
Yes. You can't pretend to have someone else's cup.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's it for us today.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see you guys
Later.
next week.